And what we're left with is ash, okay, which you could put in your garden to grow your tomatoes. A lot of people do it, okay? I mean, it's that clean. So you don't have the environmental quote-unquote impact of it. And actually, it's better because we're not purchasing gas or raw oil or, heating oil to do it. We're using what's coming out of your Chevy, Ford, Chrysler, whatever, to do, to heat our shop.
Have you ever used a different brand?
Lanier back in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pain in the ass.
Yeah.
It was,
to put it mild.
It was high maintenance and...
Every month, twice, sometimes, it was kind of like chitty chitty bang bang compared to getting in a Rolls Royce, and the only thing that bothered you in a Rolls Royce was the speedometer cable was making too much noise, and oh my God, I can hear the speedometer cable.
Yeah.
As opposed to bucking and spitting and puffing and smoking. When that thing's running, most people don't even know we have an oil heater because there's no smoke. There's heat. When you look at the exhaust tube that's outside, there's no smoke that comes out of it. There are heat waves, and that's it that you see.
So the Lanier broke down, it was higher maintenance.
Yeah, and there was another one too, not just Lanier. There was
Resner?
Resner. That was the biggest piece of junk done. Yeah. That was really crap. And you got to understand, I had those up in New Jersey because obviously I sound like I'm from Nashville. But I had those up in New Jersey, and they were a love-hate relationship, more hate than love.
Yeah.
Because technology has come a little bit, ways from it, but the difference is that they didn't have stainless chamber burner system and things like that, and that's what you're paying for. You could buy a $5,000 heater, or you could buy a $7,500 heater, and have the heater be maintenance-free pretty much for a long period of time. So the only thing we've ever changed on it was the burner nozzles, because they do go out, But on that one, I changed it after like 3 years of usage, and I forget how many hours we have on it. Okay, but I mean, Josh claims that like every 1,000 hours, I think, you have to change out the nozzle, and we like way over exceeded it. Only because you got to be careful what you're throwing. But I mean, you don't have to be that careful, because I'm saying, I'll say, I'll tell the guys, look, don't put a lot of trash in here, clumps and everything else, and they'll be like, yeah, right, and they'll just dump it. Okay, but in the big scheme of things, even with them doing that, I'm amazed the thing runs as well as it does. Okay?
Wow.
So, and we drain it probably throughout the course of the winter, maybe 2 or 3 times, if that, the bottom of the tank.
Yeah, so you're heating 3,000 square feet with 750 gallons of oil?
Well, the burn rate on it is 1.6 gallons per hour of heat, okay? I don't think we even remotely use that much of it, because I'm telling you, even though you can have it 78 degrees in that, you do not want it that hot.
Yeah.
Because I mean, where it's located like it's actually a 7-bay shop, okay, with bays back to back. But where it's located is between bay 1 and 2, but you could be all the way at the other end of the building where the tire machines are and still be sweating when it's 28 degrees outside with a wind chill factor, of 20, and that's it. So, but I mean, let's put it this way, we've never been chilly,
Can we take a look?
So sure. But the competitive products, they typically smoke, they smell, there's a lot of that, just the environmental or...
That and a lot of maintenance, if you're really looking to see what the I mean, seriously, maintenance on that is nothing. Now, if you the best thing to do is to do what we do, where we have Josh come in once a year to clean it and do this, do that, and everything else, and check it out. He does a hell of a job. It's like $350, all right? But in the big scheme of things, it's better because he'll look at things that we won't. Okay?
Oh, sure. And
now it comes with a good owner's manual and tells you what to do. And the good thing is you can always call up and say, hey, this is an issue, an issue, and on and on and on. Now there's a low oil
cut-off.
That can go in there that'll shut it off if it gets too low, so you don't starve it, and it'll actually still keep oil in the burner and things. And that's the biggest thing, is just priming it. But if you got it in a mechanic shop or anybody who's got any kind of common sense with priming things, it takes 2 minutes and you can rock and roll. So
What, I mean, if you were to change something on it, if you were a product engineer and you could change something,
I would
add
build,
something, or
I would
enhance
build in
something?
a rack above the, above the workbench. Because the way it's set up is that it comes, it's, it's basically a 275 gallon,
50.
250 gallon, 220, 222, whatever it takes. It comes with a 250
We'll get you
gallon
275 if that's what you need.
It's got a 250 gallon tank on it, okay, and it's got a bung at one end, okay, that's like, your standard drum bung, okay?
Right.
But for me, being that I was going to utilize it for drainage, oil drainage and things like that, I actually had a tray made at a welding shop to actually drain into, and then we just used, and it's a real Rube Goldberg, if I might say, okay, but we used like old shelving that's like the wire mesh through, and then we put that up there and put it on little stanchions and everything, so we could take our oil filters and just lay them up there,
Oh, yeah.
so that they would drain and then drain into the tray and then drain into there, and the same thing with our,
Oh, that's
our
a great
drain
idea.
pans. Yeah, so we take our drain pans and put it on. See, now that's something you could add as an accessory for your
That's
thing,
right.
you know?
You get your view, the first one free.
Right? So, but we did that and we
Yeah,
drained.
this, yeah.
Oh yeah, oh God,
That's
yes,
pretty
yeah.
clever. So
Yeah.
it's a way you can kind of set it up there.
Set it up there and walk away, drain it. You gotta understand it, convenience is not just in, why do you go to fast food places? Because you're in and out in 7 minutes, you know? And with us, convenience is important also.
And what do you want to work on, cars or your heater?
Exactly, yeah. That's why even our, parts washer, okay, it's a giant, we call it the Maytag 2000, you throw stuff in it, you close the door, you turn the knobs, you walk away.
That's great.
None of this sitting there with a brush and everything else.
Because it gets old fashioned. You do it several times a day or whatever. I mean, that's
Oh, God.
there's sort of activities that it's huge.
So, but like I say, the big thing is that, we don't have more so the liability aspect. And if you do any kind of oil changes whatsoever, you'll have plenty of oil for it.
Yeah.
And then if you don't, you can actually purchase, you could, well, right now you can go down the Gulf and scoop it up. Compliments of BP, but other than that, it's free oil, You have to put it back from its tarball stage back to liquid
Yeah, right.
stage. But you could get, the cheapest, junkiest, home, heating oil and run it. And again, like I'm telling you, that thing is so efficient, you will never smell it. And I have people all the time that come in here, and even salespeople from your company. And my point is that they'll be like, well, what can you tell me about it? I'm like, well, you're standing in front of here while it's running. What can you tell me?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, it's hot. And I'm like, okay, well, that's what it's supposed to do. Doggy points to you for knowing it's a heater. Okay, but what else, And they're like, well, I don't know. I was like, do you smell anything? And they're like, no. I said, do you realize the crud we're burning in this?
Yeah.
It should stink to high heaven,
Right.
and it
It
does.
stinks when it's not burning.
No.
Well, I just passed somebody who was burning rubber to fix a roof. I think it was
Yeah.
rubber. God, that's stunk.
Stunk, right. So, that's the
Hot
big
day
thing.
and hotter.
Yeah, and there's no smell.
Yeah.
And which I'm really surprised at. And I'm telling you, we literally have to turn it down. They're complaining. And sometimes I'll go out there being a little chilly, and I'll go to turn it up, and they'll holler at me, get the hell back in your office. We're out here, we're sweating our, what's off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, you guys, make up your mind. You're complaining you're cold, you're complaining you're hot. You're complaining you're cold, I got a heater. Now you're complaining that it's too hot,
Right.
And they're like, we did good, and they sent me back, and that's it.
Yeah.
And they love it, it's a phenomenal product.
So, to go back to the original point when you were talking about salespeople not being as passionate about it, that comes through, or is it people from the company that come through, or who's?
It's your company.
Yeah.
Your company.
Yeah.
Okay, it's your company. It's your salespeople that come. That you're hiring to do it, and if they can't, they need to hang out in a garage that has it and see what goes on.
Yeah.
They need to follow Josh around to see the installation. They need to follow him when he does a service call. Okay. Now we had flood. We got flooded out here. All right. And water is we lost so much stuff. It's not even funny. Computers and electronics and everything else. But it was just the humidity in the air that destroyed a lot of stuff. Well, one of the things we did is he was coming to service the unit. He always likes to do it in the summertime because he's not in a rush, for the big time winter rush. But we even had a lot of water damage, even up there in the burning unit from just the humidity and stuff, So he basically replaced out everything that would wear out in the unit for $450. Okay? And the burner will never go bad because it's stainless, so that you don't have to worry with it. So even with the flood and with all the damage and everybody else who's got, they're having to replace their whole heating unit and stuff, we didn't even have that. All we replaced was the burning units, the old things. And he told me, look, I can clean this up, okay? But, knowing you.